Have you ever found yourself in a room feeling like you're wrapped in a cloak of invisibility, wondering how is it possible that others shine with confidence while you just can't? What if I told you that transforming into the most vibrant and unshakable version of yourself is not only possible, but actually guaranteed with just a few life-changing strategies? And today, I want to share with you the secrets to building a self-confidence so strong that it turns every head in the room, commands respect, and paves the way to your dreams. So, dive in as we explore 10 powerful hacks that will not only redefine your self-perception, but also how the world sees you. And this isn't just a pep talk. It's a blueprint to rewire how you see yourself and how you are being seen by others. So get ready for a ride that's going to change the game for you. Let's get started and show them what you're made of, shall we? Hey friend, my name is Katie and it's great to have you back on the Unshakeable People podcast, where we shape minds and build leaders. Maintaining a positive mindset can be quite a hassle these days, with so many disasters happening pretty much on a daily basis. It almost feels like the world is against you at times, specifically targeting you and whatever made you happy that day. A single moment can ruin our entire lives, leaving scars that will never go away completely. And in order to actually get past this, without allowing them to hold power over us, we need to make sure that our self-confidence is strong enough to block out any negative thoughts. I know it sounds pretty easy. Well, it's both easy and not. Sure, it can be easy if you know how to deal with the negative thoughts and perceptions of yourself. But if you don't know how to practically approach this, you won't be able to do anything about it anytime soon. And this is where this episode can come in handy. In today's episode, I decided to showcase the 10 easiest methods to maintain your self-confidence and live your life with a smile on your face. So, without any further fluff, let's jump straight in. So let's dive into hack number 1, which is all about visualizing yourself as you want yourself to be. Now, this might sound a bit out there, but there is real science backing this up. There was this study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology that showed that visualization techniques can seriously impact your performance and self-confidence. Think of it like this. When you spend time imagining yourself acing that interview or nailing that presentation, your brain actually starts to get on board with the idea that, yeah, you can actually do it. It's like tricking your mind into believing you are already a winner, which in turn boosts your confidence big time. Instead of worrying about what people think about you, how about you start looking at yourself the way you want to be looked at? Don't visualize yourself as manifestations of your fears. Instead, picture yourself as you would want people to picture you. Forget about your shortcomings and losses and just look at yourself as a winner. You are there, you are alive and healthy, so why see yourself short? Just look in the mirror for a good 10 seconds and repeat to yourself the following: I am beautiful. I am the best version of me. I am who I am, and that's perfect. I am enough. This process will take some time, but the more you say it, the more you start believing it yourself. You might think this is pretty useless at the time, but I can assure you that it's not. It really works. The more highly you think of yourself, the more confident you'll become, and being confident can completely change everyone's opinion on you as a person. Although technically nothing changes physically while you say that, but people will immediately start noticing the difference and commend you for it. Now, for a bit of history, to make this even clearer, I want to mention this guy, Muhammad Ali. Do you know who this guy is? If not, Google him. He's an absolute legend. So, this guy was the king of visualization. He'd go around saying he was the greatest long before anyone else saw it. And it wasn't just talk, he truly believed it. And by visualizing his victories, not just thinking, but truly seeing himself as the champion, he made those victories a reality. Ali's mental game was as strong as his physical one, providing that seeing is believing, or rather seeing is achieving. So, if you ever doubt the power of visualization, just remember Muhammad Ali. He wasn't just a fantastic boxer, he was a master at shaping his reality with his mind. So I'm telling you now, with all my confidence, get out of your comfort zone. And that actually brings me to hack number 2. So let me say it again. Get out of your comfort zone. This one is pretty straightforward, but let's back it up with some research. A fascinating piece from psychological science suggests that people who engage in a variety of experiences are more likely to retain positive emotions and minimize negative ones. Basically, when you push yourself to try new things, your brain starts to adapt to this mindset of growth and flexibility, making you more resilient and making you more confident. It's like working out a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And stepping out of your comfort zone is a workout for your confidence. Getting out of your comfort zone is especially important since you're basically forcing yourself to pull through uncomfortable moments just for the sake of learning how to deal with new surroundings. This is quite a hard step to take, but it is definitely worth the hassle. So for this step, I suggest that you do something different today, something that you've maybe never done before. Have you ever woken up at 6 a.m. and just went for a jogging session? No? Well, maybe it's time that you start and it's time that you try. Have you ever tried going to a nightclub and just dancing all night long? Well, why not start now? Try it. Regardless of what it is, you need to make sure that you start bursting out of your bubble and interact with more strangers, more people that you don't know. Put yourself in awkward situations and force yourself to break through. This is quite difficult since you have to do it regardless of how unsettling and scary it may be. Even if it's something as silly as saying hello to your neighbor in the morning, make sure that you do that with a smile on your face because you've earned it. The more awkward the situation is, the better. because you are eventually going to evolve and become a better version of yourself in no time. Sir Edmund Hillary's conquest of Mount Everest in 1953, I think, would be the perfect example of stepping out of one's comfort zone. Imagine facing the world's highest mountain at a time when such a feat was deemed impossible. Hillary's success wasn't just a physical triumph. It was a monumental testament to the human spirit's capacity to break through perceived limits. By venturing into the unknown, Hillary not only achieved a historic milestone, but he also exemplified the extraordinary confidence that comes from pushing beyond the comfort zone. And now I want to introduce you to something very, very interesting. If you dare to try it, trust me, you will see the result. And you can thank me later in the comments. So, here comes hack number 3. And this thing is called No Way, the 100 Days of Rejection Challenge. Sounds intimidating? Well, it's not that bad, trust me. Just bear with me on this one. Now, this is a very interesting concept because it implies sabotaging yourself to the point where you can't feel the pain of rejection anymore. There was this guy, Jie Jiang, and he has become world famous for creating this interesting social experiment, which later led him to found the entire empire on this revolutionary concept. I will leave the link to his website for you down below. I'm not affiliated with the guy in any way, it's just something that I think is worth exploring. So, his idea was this: make incredibly unreasonable requests to people all around you for 100 days straight. After you've gotten rejected that many times, you should be able to handle rejection pretty easily. Being able to take rejection without actually getting hurt empowers you and your self-confidence enormously. Although it might sound silly at first, but this social experiment has proven to be quite effective on the long run. Jie Jiang's experience, for example, has showed him that without the fear of being rejected, he can do so much more now. This is definitely one of the most effective ways to get out of your protective shell, but it is also one of the most extreme ones. A lot of people will not be able to do this for so long, but even only doing this for a couple of days has shown a lot of difference. Just remember that although this is extremely hard to accomplish, it also does have a very high rate of success. So if you're lacking in the self-confidence category, then this is an absolute must for you to try. So for a historical take, I want to mention J.K. Rowling, whose Harry Potter manuscript was rejected numerous times before finally being published. Rowling's persistence in the face of rejection not only led to the creation of a global phenomenon, as we know it now, but it also serves as a powerful reminder to us that rejection is not the end of the story. It is just a part of the journey to success. So let this sink in for a minute because it's important. So moving on, my hack number 4 that can help you boost your self-confidence through the roof. And when I say through the roof, I mean it. Here it comes. Help someone. Yeah, Just like that. Simple and easy. Help someone. You might wonder how helping others can boost your self-confidence. Well, research in BMC Public Health shows that volunteering is linked with lower depression, increased well-being, and even a longer life. When you shift focus from your own insecurities to helping others, you not only impact their lives, but you also gain a sense of purpose and achievements for yourself. So it's a win-win situation. Your actions make a difference in the world, and you feel better about yourself in the process. Mother Teresa's life exemplifies this beautifully. Her dedication to helping the poor wasn't just about the act of giving, but also about the profound sense of fulfillment and confidence that comes from making a real difference in the world. Her legacy is a testament to the power of service, not only to transform the life of others, but also to enrich your own sense of self-worth. Helping someone is definitely a way to forget about your own problems, because it forces you to ignore your problems at this moment and to concentrate more on what's happening around you. If you're good at something, well, why not share the knowledge and help someone out? It's a great confidence boost, and it puts things into a whole new perspective. It can even help you become more appreciative of what you currently have. Now, I'm not saying that you should just seek out people in need to think of yourself as their superior. What I'm saying is that you should purposely teach, mentor, and train those around you to the point where you no longer think and concentrate all the time, 24/7, on your shortcomings. But instead, you think of how much progress those people have made thanks to you. Think less about yourself and think more about the impact you've made so far on everyone else. And this brings me to my hack number 5, which might sound like the opposite to number 4, but in fact, it is its logical continuation. Fix your own flaws. Now, nobody is perfect, and that's totally okay. But there is something empowering about identifying areas for improvement and actively working on them. Positive psychology suggests that self-improvement activities lead to increases in self-confidence and overall happiness. It's not about obsessing over your imperfections, but it's rather about embracing the journey of personal growth. Thomas Edison, for example, his story is a fantastic illustration here. He saw his failures not as setbacks, but as steps towards his goal. Edison's attitude towards his many unsuccessful attempts to invent the light bulb showcases how embracing and working on your flaws can lead to groundbreaking achievements. It's a very powerful lesson in how a positive approach to self-improvement can pave the way for significant accomplishments. And this is definitely a rough step to take, but the evidence is clear and it helps a lot. First of all, you need to identify your flaws, but instead of letting them dwell and hurt you, all you need to do is try to find ways to fix them and make yourself better. This is pretty hard at first, but once you get the gist of it, you should have no problem whatsoever with becoming the best version of yourself. Maintain your hygiene, eat healthier food, make sure that you don't waste a lot of time doing nothing. Again, it may sound silly and redundant, but the best way to fix your problems is to face them head on, just like this. And unless you want to have them ruin your self-confidence, you need to make sure that you no longer give them the power to hurt you. It's a simple equation. At this point, you minus your flaws equals confident. That's the formula that you need to memorize. Just write it down. I don't know, remember it, whatever is the safest way for you to not forget this. And please make sure to carry it around with you at all times. Now let's move on smoothly to my next point, and hack number 6, here it goes. See everyone as your equal. This might sound simple, but it's profound. Studies on social comparison theory indicate that viewing others as equals can reduce feelings of inferiority and enhance self-esteem. It's about recognizing that everyone has their strengths and everyone has their weaknesses. Nobody is perfect. And nobody is inherently better than anyone else, which is different. The philosophy of Stoicism, for example, practiced by the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, emphasizes the importance of treating all individuals as equals. Aurelius believed in the value of every human being and advocated for fairness and understanding principles that fostered a strong sense of self-confidence and inner peace. That was his goal. His teachings remind us that confidence actually comes from within, not from comparing yourself to others. It's inside you. And in my experience, it's actually easier said than done. And one of the main reasons why so many people struggle with low self-confidence is because they consider everyone around them as their superiors. They think of themselves as inferior, which really shows in their behavior. And in order to fix this problem, all that you need to do is see everyone as equal around you. Nobody is better than anyone else, regardless of their strengths and their weaknesses. The moment you start to see everyone as the best version of themselves, you start seeing yourself that way too. And that's the trick. You don't need to waste all that time thinking that life just sort of handed everyone a magical superiority potion, and you just need to realize the fact that at the end of the day, everyone has flaws. The main reason as to why these people don't have the low self-esteem while you do is because they tackle it the way I've been telling you just now. They don't treat anyone superior to themselves, but they also don't treat themselves superior to others. So remove the idea from your head that people around you are better than you are. They are not. You just see them as such. And here now, when you stopped convincing yourself otherwise, we can move on to my hack number 7, which again, if you really listen to yourself and do everything properly, you will see the difference if you utilize it. So here it is. Fight that inner voice. Cognitive behavioral therapy, something called CBT, shows that challenging negative self-talk can significantly reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. It's fascinating how simply changing the way you talk to yourself can alter your entire outlook. Every time you counter a negative thought with a positive one, you're actually building your resilience and your confidence. Take Eleanor Roosevelt's approach to her insecurities. It offers a historical perspective on what we've just discussed. Despite facing criticism and doubt, Roosevelt maintained a strong, confident public presence. She famously said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." And this, to me, embodies the principle that you have the power to control how you perceive and react to the criticism that you get. We all get moments during which our inner critics start getting the better of us. And after we do something embarrassing, for example, or we find ourselves in some awkward situation, we tend to end up getting criticized non-stop, first and foremost, by ourselves. It's actually funny how no person in this world criticizes us more and better than ourselves, but the result is actually not a laughing matter. This is a serious issue that we need to handle head on to make sure that we don't let that inner voice mandate our view on ourselves. So instead of letting yourself get controlled by that voice, how about you silence it for a minute with good thoughts about yourself for once? It might sound silly again, but trust me, it's worth it. Every time you hear that voice saying, "You are not good enough," or "Why would you do that?" just repeat to yourself that you did all that you could, and that was good enough for now. Nobody's perfect. And you won't get that final word in every conversation, so don't let it affect your mindset afterwards. You did well. Even if the conversation was a literal mess, at least you tried. And it will get easier next time. And then the time after that, it will start feeling more natural. And by saying all those good things about yourself on the regular basis, guess what? You actually start training your brain. And the good picture of yourself in your own eyes becomes what? Right. It becomes a habit. So give yourself a pat on the back every now and then. You deserve it. And once you feel comfortable with doing this little exercise, you could start building an even more profound base that can one day shape and change your entire life. Are you ready? So here comes my hack number 8. Identify your talents and use them to your advantage. Now, there was this guy, Gallup, and he has done some serious research on strengths and weaknesses, and his research on strength-based development and strength-based coaching is in fact one of my specializations. So in this research, he found that people who use their strengths every day are more engaged and happy. It's about finding what you're good at and doing more of it. Your talents are like your superpowers. When you use them, you not only excel, but also boost your self-confidence. Leonardo da Vinci, for example, a master of many trades, his relentless pursuit of knowledge and skill in various domains, from art to science, he's done so many things, showcases how embracing and utilizing your talents can lead to unparalleled success and fulfillment. Everybody has a secret talent waiting to be discovered. Some people have already found what they're good at, while others have yet to discover them. Some people are good at painting, some are good at writing, some have an incredible memory, others can sing and dance. Whatever it is, you need to find that special something about yourself and use it as an anchor to boost your self-confidence. And trust me, there is something special about you. Everybody has talents. Not everybody's talents are as flashy as we'd want them to be. For example, some people are amazing at acting, while others are just really good at video games. But at the end of the day, a talent is a talent. And that's something to be proud of. So seek out for new hobbies. Look into what you can experiment with and find your talent. Just start looking for it today. This journey might take a while, but it will be worth it at the end of the day. I hope you are all happy and smiling by now. So let's sweeten this episode up even more and get you all up and running with your self-confidence with this next hack, number 9. What I want you to do at your next availability is look in the mirror and compliment yourself. Exactly. You heard me right. Do exactly that at your nearest availability. See, positive self-affirmation, as found in multiple studies, and one of which I just came across recently was in the International Journal of Psychology and Psychological Therapy. So all this scientific research shows that with positive affirmations, you can improve your emotional well-being. It's a simple act with extremely profound effects. By focusing on what you love about yourself, you reinforce a positive self-image. Again, Muhammad Ali, let's remember the guy one more time. Or, for example, Oprah Winfrey. They all practice daily affirmations, highlighting the effectiveness of this strategy. Their success underscores how positive self-talk can elevate your self-esteem and confidence, proving that how you speak to yourself can actually shape your reality. We all have a thing that we dislike about ourselves, and that's an absolute fact. Everyone doesn't like something about themselves. It is common, it is human, it is natural. And because of this, a lot of people end up choosing to actually never look in the mirror again, avoiding the pressure of giving the inner voice we've talked about previously more ammunition to hurt them with. But this is not the way to do it. In order to allow yourself to heal and get better, you need to wrestle your demons. And the best way to do that is by facing your problems head on. So pick up that mirror, and instead of looking for every single imperfection you see, how about you just look in that mirror and you try something different? Try complimenting yourself. Compliment your hair. Compliment your eyes. Compliment your face shape. Compliment your smile. Compliment everything that you can. And do this at least once a day on the regular basis. And trust me, before you know it, your self-confidence levels will be higher than ever. And the last, but definitely not the least, is my last hack number 10, which is spruce up your style. The concept of enclosed cognition suggests that what we wear can influence our psychological processes. Changing your style can be a powerful way to express yourself and boost your self-confidence. Coco Chanel, she revolutionized women's fashion, empowering many to express their individuality and confidence through their looks. Chanel's innovations demonstrate how altering your external appearance can have a significant impact on your internal sense of self. Again, this might sound weird, but sometimes a change in clothing can actually affect you in many, many more ways than you might think. Instead of doing the same thing you've been doing for years, how about you try to imitate some person that you look up to the most in life? Just build yourself a hero. Pick yourself a persona that you admire, that you like, that you look up to. If this persona has a beard, grow a beard. Try a mohawk. Get baggy clothes. Complete the look. Purchase a suit like this persona has. Experiment with your style, and you'll see yourself in a completely new light. Before you know it, you'll be looking at yourself with a completely different set of eyes. Sometimes we tend to attach certain negative stigmas to our looks, which is why a change in style is actually so important. The more we change about ourselves, and the more frequently we change something about ourselves, the more we differentiate ourselves from the person that our inner critic would constantly belittle. So we separate ourselves from the guy that we think is not that good, and we start looking at ourselves completely differently, in a different way, as if we are a guy that is actually very good. So do everything that we've talked about in today's episode, and trust me, I promise you, before you know it, you'll have your self-confidence soaring the sky. So just like that, boom, and you've just finished up here. But don't think you're done yet. We're just getting started. Want to learn how to trick your brain into making all your wild dreams and wishes a reality? Of course you do. So I invite you to either jump into my next video somewhere over here, all about cracking the code on turning those dreams into your new reality, or go ahead and listen to episode number 3 of this Unshakable People podcast. Hit up the link and let's not lose this momentum. I will catch you there, because being unstoppable is just the beginning. And before we part ways, I urge you to please hit that subscribe button and follow me for more empowering discussions like this one. Your support is invaluable, fueling my mission to keep these vital conversations going. And until we meet again, dare to dream without limits And remember that the only boundaries that exist are those that we place upon ourselves. They are all in our heads. So keep moving forward, for your destination is within reach. And remember, I see you, and I'm cheering for you every step of the way. With all my love and support, goodbye for now.